Okay. I was muted. You can hear me
There
on.
we go. I
Yeah,
can hear you on
there it
Twitch
is.
now.
Okay. Hi, Stream. We have upgraded to add video so you can see my face because apparently I make a bunch of funny faces and I like to move around. Um,
Can
I'm
confirm.
not asking my players to have cams, mostly because I don't know how to hook it up. So there is that. The other thing I don't know how to hook up and will accept suggestions on is captions. I would really love there to be captions for all of the audio that doesn't make me want to cry when it happens. So there's that. Um, Happy St. Patrick's Day if you do that sort of thing. I hope you're all watching this stream instead of going outside because I am more entertaining than death. Okay, we all have our dice and we all have our drinks.
Heck yes, we do.
I don't remember where you guys were at all, so I should read the recap that I wrote, right? I wrote a recap, didn't I?
You did?
Yes. I didn't import the video to YouTube until today, which makes me a terrible person, but...
It's also why we don't have stats yet.
Oh, I didn't post it either. Yes, I did. What's this? Yes, I did. Here we go. Session 19 recap. Now that all of the ingredients have been recovered, Geth needs to meditate on how to best use them. The rest of the group decides to investigate the temple that Lieutenant Rate contracted them to look into. On their way, oh, I didn't write this well at all. On their way, an urchin tells them to talk to Mistress Shine first. Mistress Shine seems to run a house for the city's unfortunates. She tells them that Dudman, one of her sometimes patients, speaks about the beauty of chaos and that which endures and asks them to help her find him. Wow, I did not write that well. I am sorry. You guys learned that Lieutenant Rate is related to the lady who runs a mental ward. That there is a patient that has some knowledge about the place they're going. The urchin's name is Billy, and urchins seem to be couriers of info in this city. The RP point went to Harlick for being the tour guide and knowing the history of everything. Brandel also took an RP point, which I will now take away from him and hold in ransom until next game because he's not here to use it, for taking the initiative to show us the way, but then getting lost 2 steps in, which I believe was an excellent RP moment for Brandel. Honorable mentions went to Relic for trying to talk you all out of going to investigate, but then going along anyway. And Drew's engaging with Brannon and calling him Little One. And Marthala, you weren't here to use your RP point last time.
Correct.
So you have one as well. So there's 3 RP points. Well, really only 2 because Brandel's not here floating around today. So that'll be fun. I guess I should do something so that you guys can use them, right? Does that sound good? So I think I abandoned you rather abruptly last game because I had a headache. I believe you were standing in the sort of sitting room of that large house on the corner in Cheapside Cross.
Yep.
And Mistress Shine had just left the room. She was going to look for something. Druge asked for something that belonged to Dudman.
Sure did.
Great. Yes, see? It's all coming back to me. Okay, so she will have just left, and so you guys have been left alone in this room. Everybody is present except for Geth. Geth is back at the end meditating. What do you do? I'm eating chocolate. What do you guys do?
So Quentin will lean over to Druge and say, so what do you need his personals for?
Drews will kind of reach up and point to the trunk and tap it a couple times and
Drew, do you have a cold? Do you need a hanky? I think I might have something.
No, lass,
my...
he wants to sniff this dude's underoos so he can find out where he's gone to.
Oh.
Yeah, he wants to get his nose on
ones?
personal business.
Without that phrasing.
But still the same intent.
Here, get you a trunk full. I'm sure this man's well washed.
Get you a trunk full.
So, She leaves you alone for actually about 10-20 minutes.
Oh God, I'm gonna get bored.
The room is very bare. The rug has been worn completely through in some places. The furniture is positioned to cover those spots, so the furniture is sort of like the feng shui in this room is weird.
Does not spark joy.
It does not spark joy. The furniture is also all mismatched, which I would love, but in this particular world is just faux pas. And it's also very worn down. It looks like it's been inexpertly repaired. This is a sitting room, like a receiving room, but there aren't the usual, like there isn't art on the wall. There's like faded, like rectangles on the wall where art probably once hung. There's no little knickknacks on the mantle. There isn't a fire going in the grate. Like just little signs of disuse and like very worn down room.
Is there anything in the fireplace that could be lit?
No, it's there isn't even ash. Like it looks like even the corners have been scraped for ash.
Interesting.
It's horrible.
So forgive me because I actually literally physically wasn't here last week.
Yes.
We are in the house of who now? Of the
So-
person who has a patient, right?
Yeah, so you guys headed out to go to the temple, which Lieutenant Rated hired you to investigate. And on the way, an urchin was like shadowing you, and
Okay.
I forget who, but somebody basically pinned him, like stopped him and was like, "What's up?" And he tells you guys to go see Mistress Shine first, like before you go to the temple. And so you guys like keep going, and you find a big house. And Cheapside Cross is not a nice part of town. Most of the buildings here aren't above 4 stories, and any place where it gets about that high, like they're leaning towards each other, so it gets really dark in a lot of places.
Okay.
The alleys are really twisty and narrow and windy. Like a lot of the windows are boarded up. Some of the where a door should be are just like scraps of cloth. And you can see people living behind them, like behind those scraps. And so you come to like a fork in the road, and nestled in the V of that fork is what looks like used to be like a grand house, and then buildings behind it were sort of tacked on. So it's like this huge sort of sprawling, and it's I believe I had it painted like a bubblegum pink. Didn't I
Sounds cute.
say that?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so that you can see like where all the mismatched, but it's all like this like weird pink color.
Okay.
And you can as you're approaching, you can hear like cackling and the occasional scream, and no one seems to notice. Like they're just everyone around you is just minding their own business. And the urchin, I think, was sitting on the front step. Is that right?
That is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should make you guys tell me what happened. Yeah. I know. You did that in our first session, and I was like, I feel betrayed. I'll make you guys do that next time. So the urchin is like, took you long enough, and so you go inside, and Mistress Shine tells you that she wanted to speak to you because her nephew had told her that he'd hired some people to go look at the temple, and she had a patient whose name is Dudman, and he speaks about the temple, that which endures, and the beauty of chaos and stuff, and he's been missing for longer than she'd like, and she just sort of has a bad feeling, and she wants you guys to help her find him.
Okay. Cool.
You're all caught up.
Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Other questions? I forgot to do that part. Questions, concerns, thoughts?
Don't think so.
Okay. I keep forgetting that the camera is over here, and I'm making all of my usual faces at the names on the D&D list, which is on a different screen, because when I'm running this game, I'm basically talking, and like when I'm talking to Diane, like to Marthala's character, I look at that spot on the Discord list. It's very silly.
You can move that camera. That'll work.
No,
Okay.
I know where it is now.
Do we see any other people wandering through, like the assistant we met when we came in, or anything like that?
No, and the door doesn't quite close into this room because the door is sort of like offset a little, and the wood is swollen. And you don't hear anyone in the hallway either. You hear movement above you on the floor above, but that's it.
Okay.
Does this movement sound like calm walking? Is this like scuttling around? Is this somewhat running? What kind of movement are we?
It sounds like someone pacing, like back and forth. And near, like that's happening near the wall that has a window looking out into the street. And then on the other side of the room, it sounds like somebody's like drawing on the wall, maybe. Or drawing on the floor. You can't quite tell. It's not really scratching. It's like rubbing, like a pencil drawing noise or charcoal.
Can Quentin sneak off? Like, where was Mr. Stein shitting? Did she have a chair that looked like hers? Like one that was designated as her chair, or is it just kind of general use for everybody?
Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Let's see how much Quentin's dice do for me. Cool. Yep.
What'd we roll?
That's a 10. 5 plus 5.
Nothing in here looks like it has a sort of a personal stamp. But
Okay.
when she came in and she had a seat, she did gesture at the one low couch and some sort of like set ottomans on another chair,
Okay.
and then she sat and she made that gesture sort of unconsciously as she sat in the chair closest to the door. So that's the
Okay.
only spot open right now. I think Drew's is probably standing, and maybe
Bruges, as a
Marthala.
general rule, doesn't trust seating arrangements to hold him.
Yeah, I thought you'd said that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that chair's
And
empty.
is there seem to be any sort of like boxes or anything?
No, it's a
Like
very
chests
bare
or
room.
anything?
Nope.
Okay. I think Quentin will kind of go over and lean out the door, whichever door the assistant went to, and see if he can see her bustling around or anything.
There's only one door out of this room, and it leads back into the hallway.
Oh, okay.
And when
Okay, so I'll lean up that door.
when you open it, it does make like a squeaky noise.
Mm-hmm.
And you poke your head out, and you're looking down a hallway that leads to a grand staircase. And the banisters are all beat to hell and have been, again, inexpertly repaired. You see a door across the hall, like directly, like immediately across from the door you're leaning out of. That is also closed. This one is closed snug. And you can hear movement again on the upper gallery, but you don't see anybody.
So I think I'll sneak across. And does this look like an office door, or does it look like a kind of tell from the outside?
So this really does seem like a manor that's fallen on hard times. So it looks like a study door, like another receiving room kind of place.
Okay. So I think I'll kind of sneak that door open and take a peek inside.
It's locked.
Dang. I don't think I have nothing to pick it.
That's right, me boy. You don't have it.
He's just behind me. Brandon, what do you make of this door here? Do you think there's a?
It's a door, mate.
Do you think you might be able to jimmy this open for me?
Why on earth would I go poking around this sweet old lady's house?
She might have money in there.
That's
Nah.
interesting coming from Marthala. Did you say
Just want
nah,
to make sure everything
Brandon?
here is on the up and up.
Up and up. Look, mate, she's got mad people running around. She had an urchin waylay us on that alley to tell her there's nothing here on the up and up. That being said, I'm not sure I want to go poking around in a house.
Right? Yeah. I suppose if you can't do it, then no use trying. Okay.
I
I'll
am
start to wander away.
I am ashamed at the two of you. This poor old woman needs our help.
Right. So why would we break into a house?
What we aren't breaking in, we're investigating. She asked us to find Dudman, so we have to do some investigating to figure out where he might go.
No, we're waiting for a pair of his dirty drawers for old Druzy there to sniff up.
Look, if it's taken this long to find dirty laundry, I'm not sure we want it.
I am inclined to agree.
A astute point.
As you guys are having this discussion in the hallway, she actually is descending the staircase. And she looks like she has something tucked up under her arm.
There's the dirty drawers now.
So I'll turn towards her and say, Mr. Shine, we were concerned you hadn't returned yet.
And she says, "I'm so sorry. There was one of my patients had an upset. But please, I think I have something that'll work." So she ushers you back into the sitting room.
I'll go
And
very slowly and sort of hang towards the back of the group.
she gives you sort of an odd look, but she goes in front of you and she sits in the chair. And she has like a cigar box. And she says, "This is where Dudman hides things, underneath a floorboard. I'm
Quentin's
afraid
eyebrow kind of go up.
I'm afraid that our patients come to us with the clothes on their back, and so he doesn't really leave anything else, but he does hide some treasures here." And she pauses, and she looks sort of concerned, and she's just holding the box.
What's in there?
And it looks like you've broken her concentration, and she looks up and she says, I'm sorry. I don't know if I want to break his trust this way. But if you think it'll help find him."
Yeah, I don't mind.
Just kind of sigh and look over at Druge and say, "Do you need it open to get a good sniff? If he's handled the box enough?"
Maybe not, but couldn't hurt to see what's inside.
Just kind of shrug and look back at Mr. Shine.
So she sort of straightens her shoulders and she says, "Well, it's more important to find him." And she flips up the lid, and the lid, so the kind of cigar box I'm thinking of is basically cardboard wrapped in colorful paper. And so the lid is actually peeling away from the top, and she catches it. And inside are trinkets that like a child might keep. Like there's a little lead soldier. There's a couple of shiny rocks and a couple of not shiny rocks. And there's a couple of feathers, like some interesting pigeon feathers. Tear it off. There you go. Lay down. Place. Go girl. There's some interesting sort of like interestingly colored pigeon feathers. And there's a deck of playing cards.
Can I get a close look at that deck of cards? Does that look like a regular deck of cards?
So she's still holding the box and she's not holding it out. If you want to, you're going to have to like give me something.
Yeah, I'll kind of lean over and see if I can get a good look at it.
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, are we still in the skills challenge, or
Oh,
where are we at with?
balls.
Oh, right.
Oh, goodness. I forgot about
Because
that.
Brandel used investigation, Harlock used history. I used perception and investigation.
Yeah, I did
Brandon
take
used
notes on that. Let me
insight.
look for a second. I am so sorry. If you guys will give me just a minute, let me take a look at that.
Sorry, whoops.
No, you're okay. So I liked using the skill challenge because I think it helped encourage you guys to think a little bit differently about this. But to be perfectly honest, I didn't prepare a skill challenge for this. If you give me like 5 minutes, I can put something together, or we can just sort of roll through this session. All
I'm
RP
fine just
like.
rolling through it.
Okay, thanks for pointing that out. I am sorry about that. Okay, so Quentin is looking at the playing cards. Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Okay. That is 18.
So playing cards are usually on like a stiff like paper, and you can
Mhm.
tell that these are more like a thin paper. And they're incredibly worn. Like the edges are all torn and scuffed, and it's like been like it's gotten wet somehow. Like it's a very beat up deck of cards.
Okay. But they don't look like foul or anything like that.
I mean, the where it got wet, it's stained a weird color.
Okay.
Like someone might have peed on it, but
Oh,
yeah, it's not a
So-
fun box.
So practically foul, but not magically foul necessarily.
Was that what you were?
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure that they weren't like a
Like
just
fancy
thinking, like-
tarot deck or something.
like a fancy, yeah, exactly, like fancy tarot deck or like a deck of cursed cards based on chaos or.
No, you wouldn't have
like
picked up
that.
anything
Okay.
like that. Although in the future, if that's what you're looking for, I would have had you roll something else. So
Oh, okay, that's fine.
just a
works.
deck of cards.
So I'll leave them.
Druge will kind of lean over her as unintimidatingly as possible and point the trunk towards the box.
Roll me
And can I use my...
roll me like a charisma check to see if you startle her or something.
Cool. This is gonna go well.
Roll an anti-intimidation check.
It's just like Druge is a big guy,
Yeah, no, that's a good call.
and he's got huge tusks that have runes etched on them. Just so
Is
our...
this straight charisma?
Is there a charisma check of some kind? Does that help?
There's like persuasion, but it doesn't help me at all.
No. Yeah, just straight then.
Cool.
What do we got?
18.
What was that?
18.
Yes.
you intimidate the shit out of her.
One second.
Sure.
This is what we call back channeling. Yeah, so you lean over and she seems completely comfortable. Like you can tell like she's assessing you with a very practiced eye, and she can tell you don't mean her any harm. And then I assume you were going to do something else?
If I could use my keen sense of smell to try and get something off of that to track him down later.
Go ahead. Yep, roll that. You have
Roll a
advantage
sleight
on
of
that, right?
trunk.
That's pretty good. That's a 22.
Ooh.
Pretty good. Ridiculous.
That's yeah.
So you pick up the faint, like almost memory of cigar smell. Someone has definitely peed in this box.
Fantastic.
Saving those important things under the floorboards, guys.
Well, I mean, it's humanoid. You can tell it is humanoid. The rocks all smell mostly like rocks, but there is one that smells similar to the... What did I name that dumb rock I made you guys get?
Silver bear.
Silver bear.
Silver bear. It smells similar to that, but you can tell it's not silver bear. There's also
Is it just silver?
sort of the odor of somebody that's like carried this box, like that's like slept with it basically, and that seems to be a very strong sort of singular smell.
Druge will pull back and look back at the group and, well, I think I've got something.
Can I tell that there's urine in that box?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh. 9.
I don't know. Are you in trouble?
You're fired.
Uh,
I don't think you can tell based on like looking, but I think you're a smart enough guy to infer that that might be what it is.
Oi, mate. How'd that smell?
Nothing I want to talk about.
Can I ask everybody what their passive perceptions are, please?
13.
13.
Okay.
12.
11.
Okay.
Sorry, puppy things. 17.
Jesus.
Yeah, his passive perception is stupid.
That's a wisdom stat.
Yeah, it's a wisdom stat, but remember these are Quentin's stats, not mine.
So,
Fair.
as we're like finishing up this awesome olfactory experience, I guess, like while she has the box there, I'm gonna just like take a little scrap of fabric off of whatever I'm wearing at the time and tie it in a little bow and try and sneak it into the box.
So the entire party sees you do this, but the Mistress Shine does not. I imagine you're sort of like shaking her hand or something on the way out.
Yeah, or like I put my other hand on her shoulder, like while I'm eye contact and all of that, so that she doesn't notice.
Okay, she does not. It drops in there as as she's closing the lid, and she stands up and she says, "Do you have everything you need? Do you think you can find him?"
We'll see what we can do.
We'll find him and bring him back safe and sound. Don't you worry.
And she looks relieved, but cautiously, like she won't let herself hope, kind of thing.
Now, lass, don't promise things you can't promise.
Relic.
What?
She sort of like pats her hair absentmindedly, like she's putting it up, and she says, "Oh, don't worry. I understand. Thank you so much for trying, though." And then there's that sharp scream that you've been hearing intermittently, and she looks up and she says, "I do have to run. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I apologize for the unorthodox method my message was delivered." And she's sort of edging away, like she needs to get somewhere. Can
What
you
kind
show
of
yourselves
clothing is
out?
she wearing? Is it pretty loose or is it pretty tight?
It's
When?
Just
it's not like a sackcloth, but it's
like a comfy knit sweater sort of flowy.
no, she's
thing,
wearing
or...
a dress, like a floor
Okay.
length dress with like an apron over it.
Are there any pockets in this apron?
Yeah.
As she rushes past to go out the door, can I drop like 5 gold in her pocket?
Why you got to copy everybody? You want to drop five gold in her pocket?
Yeah.
Um,
Like without anybody noticing if I can.
yeah, you're gonna have to roll me a sleight of hand for that.
Okay. That's why I was trying to get into the office. That is a nat 20 plus 4.
You do this and no one notices. Ow. Ow. I just touched the
If it's a
light in my
nat-
room and it's really hot and it hurt.
Babe.
Ow, ow, ow.
You want some ice?
Kind of.
Okay. If it's a nat 20, can I up it to 10 gold?
No.
I know I'm like, okay.
No.
All right, I'll get you ice here.
Okay, so he drops 5 gold in Mr. Shine's pocket, and what do you guys do next?
I reckon we leave the house.
Yeah, I think we can head out at this point.
Okay. Okay, so you guys okay, so you're on the street. What do you do next?
Can I sniff around and kind of periscope the trunk around on the streets and see if I get any sense of where he may have gone.
Yeah, would this be a... I apologize for the yelling cat in the background. That's midnight. Would this be another... Do you think this would be another check, or would it be... Yeah, I think it would be another check, but would it be another, like, smell check, or is this more like investigation with, like, an advantage because you're using smell?
I mean, I would argue perception probably, but
Right.
investigation could also be.
No, perception is fine too. But I think there would be... I would argue there's an advantage because you're using that smell thing.
Cool.
Great. Do that.
That is less
I'd-
great. That is a 10.
There's a lot to smell on this
What
street.
did you roll?
7.
Do you want help with that? I can't help much.
You're gonna help him smell?
I'm going to give him pointers.
You're gonna give him pointers?
I have this nifty ability I haven't been using very much.
Tell me more.
And that's what I'm going to say it is. I'm giving him pointers.
Okay.
So yeah, you rolled an 11.
Similar to what
Congratulations.
So
Salazar does.
11 plus 3 is 14.
Hmm.
Okay. So there's a lot to smell on this street. You are aided by the fact that Mr. Shine actually pointed out a side door that some of her repeat patients will use, and you can tell that Dudman has definitely been in and out of this door. You're also aided by the fact that he seems to go in the same direction almost every time that he leaves. And that direction is... Where are the damn temples? Don't I keep saying I'm going to make a city map?
You do.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, what does Harlick assisting look like?
Either I can describe it or you can. Random. Well, until Random joins us, I'll say his tips look like directing you towards that side door. Like, I think she mentioned the repeat patients come into a side door. Like, let's check over there, and that's the tip that gets you that higher roll. Does that sound good?
Yeah, works for me. Cool. So he'll
I
stop.
said like 3 or 4 sentences before I realized that I needed to push to talk.
Cool.
Yep.
Then please speak what it looks like. Sorry, I just wanted to keep the ball rolling.
Oh no, that works just fine. He was. I was just saying that it's portent, and that in the moment, like I feel like he's just remembering things he was going over. And
Yeah. Okay.
because that's his momentum at the beginning of the day, and like feeding odd little bits of information to Druge, like, hey, actually, maybe over there might be better, which is probably a little annoying, but for whatever reason, it works.
So he's a backseat sniffer. Wait, I regret that.
Take it back.
Phrasing.
Wow, you're really like your phrasing today is
Really
amazing.
bad.
I'm either really off or really
Today?
on.
Well, like today specifically, they're like really.
It's non-intentional today.
I think we're just learning more about Justice, you guys. I don't think we can judge him for.
Oh, I'm not judging him. I'm just commenting.
I mean, I am a
At
little
least
bit.
all his humor is justified.
You are fired. I'm worried Weirdman saw my text and is like upset.
Nah.
Is he alive? I'm legitimately concerned about
I
this.
messaged him a couple of times. I think he's
Can we message his girlfriend?
no, but I'm not sure that his internet might be out.
Okay. Okay, so you're on the street. You know the direction he's going in.
Cool. Druge
Hang
will
on.
stop Paris. Never mind.
So you guys are in the southeast corner of the city. Not quite in the southeast corner. The temples are going to be more south and more east. And this path is going in that direction.
Cool. So Druge will go from kind of periscoping around in various directions to pointing in one direction with the trunk, and I think it's over that way.
While we're moseying through the streets, could I just keep an eye out and see if we're being followed or watched or anything like that?
Yep. Roll me a perception check.
Sure. Let's roll my super lucky die. You said perception?
Sure. Yes. That sounds good.
17.
Okay. Yes, Billy is definitely following you, and he's not being very good at it at all. Billy did not roll well.
Could I wave enthusiastically at him?
He like
Big ol-
yeah,
big ol'
so
smile on my face.
he like trips over something stupid and is like mad at himself, and he looks up and you're like, "Hi," and he's like, "Son of a," and he like turns around and he shoves his hand in his pockets. He's like kicking rocks and shit. He's like
Proud of yourself. Embarrassing the poor lad.
No.
He was trying to sneak. Let him pretend like he's doing something. Boost his self-esteem and
How come you're very kind to everyone who isn't traveling with us?
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't either. All right, so you
Just
continue.
like embarrassed for getting busted for doing something nice.
So you guys continue to follow the smell.
Follow your nose, Sam.
Harlech, roll me a perception check.
Will do. I'm using a point of luck because that was terrible. Oh, much better.
Look on St. Patrick's
perception.
Day.
Said perception is
You cut out there. What was the number?
21. Non-natural.
So like a skinny teenager bumps into you when things get a little crowded in a narrow section of the street. But he unfortunately basically like holds hands with you as he's trying to pick your pocket, and he's like, sorry, mate," and like keeps moving.
Can I try and pick his pocket?
Sure, roll me a sleight of hand.
Awesome.
Oh fuck, this dice is
The
fine.
state of the youth of this city.
9. And
He rolled worse than that, so yeah,
Oh.
you pick his pocket. That's kind of rude. He
The worst.
he has, but he can tell you did it, I'll say, because you rolled so low. He gets like 2 steps away, and he looks down and he looks up and he's like, "Damn it."
I give him a cheeky wink.
You pick up. I'll say I like.
You
Actually,
get lights. That's what you
I
get.
will. I will text it to you because
Okay.
that's how we do.
Did you say lice?
Yes.
I only got 1 Han on there. Because I rolled so low.
Oh.
Oh.
If you guys don't stop this, I swear to God, I'm quitting this campaign.
Please don't
Fucking-
quit. Oh my God! Please don't quit,
Justice,
guys. I
she
like
will
her.
murder
Stop
me in my
it.
sleep.
I will get very upset. I will cry. I will legitimately cry. I've been crying a
Don't
bunch. Every time I cry, I buy dice. So
Well,
you
I
should
mean,
want me
that's
to
good
cry.
for the company, but I don't
Yeah.
want you to cry.
I know, it's terrible. Okay, oh, I just got really distracted by the puns. See what you guys did? I don't even know what you guys were doing. Oh, right, being mugged.
Oh, right, being mugged.
Well,
So I sent you what you picked out of his pocket. Okay, so you guys continue on. The roads that you're wandering down, again, they like open up and there's like a stall here or there. Incidental mugging, yes. There's like a stall here, like 2 or 3 stalls placed together. You haven't really gone through an area that seems like a market. Do you guys remember very early on when you met a guy whose name I don't remember? And like a gnome that tried to convince you he was like a child, and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
trying
Oh
to,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
yeah. So you actually run into that guy. He is running a stall on a wider portion of the street. It's not really a stall. It's like a janky piece of board that's propped up on some trash, and it's got the bottles with the red liquid in it, and he's got a rolled up parchment, and he's trying to get people to buy maps.
oi, Druge. Weren't that the cheeky little mate that sent us down that alley where we almost mugged early on?
As I recall, it is.
Hey, Marthala. Now I know you got a spot for children, but could you, maybe put that aside for this little bastard?
He's a child.
He's a gnome. Let's break his legs.
What?
I'll lean
What?
forward to Marthala and
That
say,
escalated quickly.
his name's Garen. He's pulling
Oh,
something.
thank God somebody remembered his damn name.
Right. This is the little kid who tried to sell us maps. I don't understand.
No, he's an adult.
Remember?
No,
He's-
look, you guys, look how small he is. There's no way.
How old do you think I am?
12.
My age?
Oh, bless you, angel face. He
Well, I certainly won't be breaking anyone's legs.
right, because you use the sword.
No, that just he hasn't done anything to me. I don't.
Actually, you don't have your
Understand.
sword right now.
I don't. Oh, that's right.
I thought she got.
I
to keep
left it. With
I don't think
the-
she did she?
No, she gave it back and said she was going to start with something.
Oh,
fresh.
that's right. She's doing something fancier for me.
Yeah, as I recall, because
Thank you for that.
Brandon
Based
gave
on
her
what Brandon
a
gave her. Yeah.
miscellaneous pouch full of miscellaneous money.
That's right.
And she was like, that's enough money. I don't need your
That's right.
starter sword.
Yes, I remember now.
My starter sword.
I
My
was gonna say
training
something
wheel
else a couple-
sword.
Yeah.
Ah,
Made of
so,
wood.
It's very pretty.
I
I'll
don't.
kind of go ahead.
I just. He's likely to run away when he sees us coming, don't you think?
Right, so we set him. We surround him.
But
Oi, Harlan, mate, this little bugger, he really set us up for a bad turn. I night in town. Just come along for the ride.
I like to meet new people.
Sure, yeah. Oh,
I
actually,
don't know.
I like
maybe-
to meet
may-
new
maybe
people.
you go up to him first, and we circle around the back. That'll work real good, right?
What? When did we decide that we're? I'm sorry, attacking?
Drew said we'd break his legs, and Quentin was all in on it. So let's just do it.
Guy said no such thing.
I'm gonna look around at the group, just wide-eyed and terrified right now.
I believe the Furbolg would shrug
I think that's true.
non-committally.
He's in.
Well,
Look, he ain't got
says,
to Eldritch Blast anybody in days.
You know what?
He looks sheepish and shuffles his feet.
I'll say, Drew, do you think you can snag him before he runs away?
See?
Do
Told you,
we
in on it.
really need to do this?
Yes, exactly.
I really wondered what you'd do if I put him back in your path. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Oh, there's a human next to me. 1 second, please.
No, that's a dog. Look, he gave us a bad turn. We almost got killed.
You almost got killed.
Right, we almost got killed.
No, don't. That's
Quentin
not the
also
same.
almost got killed, if I do recall. Oh wait, no. Are we
Yes.
talking about the fight or the?
The skeleton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember who almost got killed in that one.
He at least owes us correct directions to where we're going.
Okay.
Directions are one thing, broken legs are another.
So,
Oh, we don't need to break his legs. Let's just intimidate him.
Why not?
we'll call this little bit of lovely the gnome. What was
Aw.
his name? Jaren.
Mm-hmm.
And he's set up next to this corner. You guys are approaching him from down the street. What does this look like? You stop maybe back here a little bit to plot.
Probably.
Must make party token.
What's he smell like, Rouge? He smells like he's up to no good to me.
Well, then you've got a better nose than mine.
Y'all heard that. You heard that.
Next time you can sniff the box.
That's what she said. All right, so how
I
are
thought, I thought you said
Wanted
we had
this
to
to be-
stop at those.
that was a that's what she said joke, not a pun.
That's fair. Not a pun.
Yeah. Okay, so how are we doing this? Sorry. Dee.
All right, who's with me? We're gonna
Are
break
these-
his legs.
How do these roofs look? Are they accessible?
No, like you'd be taking your life in your hands to go on these roofs.
Okay.
Like this is a slightly wider portion of the street.
Mhm.
Ignore the map mostly.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
there's trash littering the street. There's like the buildings are all like not true. They're wobbly and in different angles.
I think I'll take out like a silver and start flipping it in the air in front of me and just kind of walking down the street
Okay, so you're gonna approach.
to try and like draw his attention.
Okay.
Dear Dungeon Master,
Yes.
with the street being what it is, I'm guessing he is not the only vendor set up there.
He actually is. It's not the widest street that you've seen. You have seen wider with a couple of vendors. He's the only one on this corner. It's like on a bit of a hill. There's lots of people rushing by. Like he's like
So
one
with-
step up from a beggar, basically.
With all of the larger in stature folk
Uh-huh.
in this group, are we likely to cause some property damage if we get into scuffle in this street?
The property would have to have value.
Okay, all right, that helps me. No, that's what I
Wow.
need to know.
This is a really
Good.
shitty part of town, and I'm trying to make that real clear.
Yeah, no, got
No,
it.
you're doing a good job.
Have
of it.
I made myself clear?
By the way, it is 2020 and this is session 20.
Hmm.
What?
So we get level 20?
No.
It is 2020 and this is our session 20.
You don't want to be level 20. That is so boring.
don't.
I have thought about running a
It is.
campaign. I saw somebody post this online where you start at level 20 and you slowly level back down to 1.
Benjamin Button.
Yeah, I thought it would be really fun. But anyway, yes, you'll cause damage because nothing here is well built, but eh.
Yeah.
Okay. So
All
are
right.
we going with Quentin approaching? Brandon, did you
Well-
have something else you wanted to say?
Drews, you reckon you could sneak up behind him, and Quentin, you catch his eye with the old silver act there, and then I'll saunter up while he's paying attention to your corner.
That's the idea.
I tend to attack a Trenton.
You tend to attack what?
Attention.
You tend to attract attention. So sneaking it behind him, you're saying, is not going to work out?
It might.
Are-
But
are you
Drew's
willing
is
to,
very
Angel Face?
large?
I don't see why we have to cause more trouble.
All right, look. I came on a little strong there with the leg breaking piece, right? But in reality, he did have his goons jump us, and there was some savage necromancy on with that, right? We fought a skeleton that didn't know she was a skeleton. That's some weird.
But I don't understand. This doesn't seem like the kind of thing that the church would want us to pursue?
Necromancy? Strict charge. Kill all necromancers. Fact.
Fact.
You're gonna need to make a persuasion roll there.
I will allow it. Please make a persuasion roll on Marthala.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
First time I've rolled above 10 all night.
I mean, if you say so, I suppose I'll help.
Why don't you just... You seem to be a little conflicted here. Why don't you just... You don't gotta swing a sword.
Well, what if I just go and say hello and see if it's the same person? Would that?
It's the same entity, and he's hardly a person.
He's a person. I built him. He has a backstory. He's got brothers.
He's a gnome.
This is a dark church.
Did you just say?
No,
Wow. This is a dark
I'll-
church.
I'll help. Yeah, I'll help.
All right then.
I will cover the back alley.
We in accord then.
Ooh, there's a new button. Hang on. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Druge, where would you like to move?
You have like a grid.
So is there an alley past A9, like where that building ends, or
Yes.
is it just the? I will go a little bit past that. So
Are you gonna
Yeah,
walk
right.
down the street?
I'm gonna head like towards A2 and then back down towards A9.
Got it. Okay. What you about there? Who else? Quentin said you're gonna go to
Yeah,
the front.
Quentin. I'm probably just going like straight to A6.
Harlick, I assume you're going with him.
Sure, let's go.
Sorry, I just assumed that you're going to be in the front and obnoxious the whole time. No?
I'll be obnoxious, guaranteed. I just don't know if I'll be in front.
Okay. Well, you tell me. I know Brandel will stay in the back. What about where's Brandon? Where is Brandon and Marthala?
I'd like to sneak up the other side. Maybe come down alley in and try and be all sneaky while he's got them and come up behind him and just say hello.
So you're moving around towards M3.
Yeah, and then down that way. And I'd really like Marthala there in case someone sticks something in my back.
I was gonna say I'll be a few paces behind Relic.
Okay.
Not right on him, but enough to keep an eye and make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Okay. I'm gonna need a sneak from Relic and Marthala.
Clink, clank, clink, clank.
Think stealthy thoughts.
I'm not sneaky. Okay, all right. That's
Do you have disadvantage on stealth with your armor?
no.
Cool.
I don't think so. Hold on, let me check.
It would
now I
have
to check.
it would have a little symbol next to it, right? Like a red S or something.
Like a red D or
D.
something.
Yes, D. D's the word.
Oh no, I do have disadvantage.
Ugh.
Clink, clank, clink,
Fudge.
clank.
Oh, but you have advantage as well.
Yeah, you
No,
do.
no, that's okay. I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. We're cool.
Okay.
We're cool. 13.
Okay. Brandon.
17.
Great. I'm also gonna need one. Druge, are you trying to sneak or are you just being cash?
As cash as is possible.
Casual Druge.
Casual Druge.
Super cash.
I need a picture of what casual Druge looks like.
Can you fit flip-flops on your...
I'm just thinking
I'm
of.
pretty sure they don't make Loxodon flip flops.
They're Crocs with no bottoms. I'm just
Aw.
thinking.
the
I'm
horn.
thinking of the dad Solomon on third rock from the sun, trying to be casual.
Or who is the character from Thor Ragnarok?
Rock person.
Yeah.
Korg?
I
Yes!
love
Yeah,
him.
Waititi.
Hello.
He's
I'm,
so
I'm
good.
just gonna be
Yeah.
casual over here.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
It's Korg. He is Korging it down the street.
I love it. Okay. What else did I need? Oh, also, I'm gonna
Roll
need
for Korg.
a perception check from Marthala and Brandon, please.
Oh, crap. That's not good.
Right, this one. Perception?
Yeah.
Natural 20.
13
23.
again.
Great. You said a natural 20, Justice?
I did.
So as soon as you round this corner, you catch the eyes of 3 dudes who are going to be
Yeah, you do.
represented by this crystal. Can you see that? Yes. And they're sort of like lounging against this wall, and you sort of stop as you get around the corner, and then Marthala rounds the corner, and they like lounge even more casually. Like they get a look at Marthala and they're like, "Nope, this is us."
Casual lounging.
There's so much cash happening right now.
Terrified lounging.
Yes, that is the indication I wanted to convey. Okay, what are the people in the middle doing?
I think I'm kind of hamming it up a little bit, just trying to really keep his eye on me as I'm coming towards.
So there are
Am I still
people
green?
moving down this. Yes, you are. You are bright fucking green.
Casual.
Which I wasn't the last time he saw me.
That's
I
true.
want to point out.
I like that you pointed that out. Thank you. So there's people moving by, and he's and he catches sight of you, and he just full belly laugh, like he's like falling down laughing, like trying to hold himself up. Oh, he is just losing it.
So he recognizes me.
Oh
even though
fuck
I'm
yeah!
green.
Like he
Okay.
recognizes you, and he thinks it's hysterical, and he's like, "So, you made it," and he cannot handle it. Like he's having a hard time.
And I'll kind of like, oh, I didn't see you there. Yeah, we made it. Are you okay there, friend?
And he eventually gets himself under control, and he tries to. He's like, what can I do for you today, gentlemen?
Well, we were so helped by your map last time that we thought you might be able to help us in the right direction this time.
He looks at you suspiciously,
I'll just grin at him.
and he's like, "Yeah, okay." So, Druj and Brandon and Marthala, you get up to those guys, and they are like looking at anything but you. They want nothing to do with you, and so you're gonna make it around this corner in time to hear Quentin say that about the map, like that he's interested in maybe another map. Druj, you have to walk through piles of really gross garbage and like pee and stuff. And the alley that you
This
walk
is my
through,
life now.
the alley you walk through
Version E. That's
is
the theme of
super
the-
narrow. I'm sorry that I'm not doing it on purpose. The alley that that Druj walks through is like really narrow. It's not quite like your shoulders are scraping up against the sides, but it's not. This is not a fun alley for you. So you make it to around the corner about the same time, where you hear, you all hear Quentin say, that he wants to buy another map. And Garen, dude, man, no, I can't do that because I named a character
Gif or
Deadman.
GIF?
Which is how you know how I named that character now. So I'm gonna call him Jaren from now on. Jaren's like, why rush into things? Who's your friend? And he gestures at Harlech.
Harlech here? Oh yeah, we ran into him in the course of our work.
I am a history aficionado.
And I'm just gonna let Harlech start talking at him as I kind of slink counterclockwise around to the other side.
Roll me a sneak, I think.
You are a purveyor of goods of some
You don't like it?
That's a 21. 17 plus 4.
Now, are you trying to get around on the side that Druge and,
I think if
or like this side
I think G6, yeah,
to like box him in?
yeah, to box him in.
Okay.
How did you come to meet my associates?
So, hang on, I gotta must roll die. Son of a bitch. He does not notice you doing anything. Nor does he notice anybody else moving up on him. So, what are Druge and Brandon and Marthala gonna do?
I'd like to walk right up to him if I could.
So Harlech's got him, like, so Jaren has that look on his face where he's like, please stop talking, and Harlech does not, and he's like, I have, like, he's like, yep, okay, yep, and in the middle of him trying to disengage from Harlech talking to him, Brandon's just gonna walk right up to him, and he's gonna be like, do you... And then he realizes at this point that he's basically surrounded. Yeah, everybody wants to surround him.
Yep.
Yeah, in
He's-
the least disgusting corner possible.
He's right. He's backed all the way up against, like, he's like scrambling up this small pile of trash, and he's like looking around, and he's dropped his maps, and like he's knocked over the table, and like the bottles are sort of rolling around, and he's like, well, what can I help? Is there a place to try to get to? I can help you get to a place, yeah? And he's like,
I will retrieve and peruse said maps.
okay. So you pick up a bunch of, like the backs of, like, wanted posters and stuff. And it looks like somebody's tried to scrape off the wanted poster side. And then on the flip side, like a very poorly drawn map. And there's like splotches of glue and other stuff like marring the map, and it's just basically a bunch of squiggly lines. And every single piece of paper you pick up has a different map on it, and you cannot quite tell where they are meant to direct anybody.
Hiya, pal. Have you all seen Home Alone 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know when they surprise Kevin on the streets?
Yes.
That's what I'm going for here.
Okay. He I think he probably reacts very similarly, if I'm remembering that movie correctly.
Mhm.
He's just like, he's desperately trying to figure out where he can get away here. But he's got Quentin, who's fairly tall on one side, Harlech, who's pretty tall, and like dressed very nicely in front of him. Druge, he's definitely noticed,
Sure.
is looming over his back. And then he's got, Relic standing right there looking at him with Marthala looming behind him and some furbog just standing awkwardly in the street. So, yeah, he doesn't have any which way to go. And he's like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
You put us in a spot of bother there, mate.
I did no such thing. I gave you good directions. I gave you good directions.
I told you he didn't mean to.
Yeah, listen to her. Yeah, of course. Why would I do that to you? There's no way I would have sent you towards the skeleton crew if I would never have done that.
We didn't say anything about skeletons.
What was that?
Oh god.
What? No, I never would I.
Druge just takes the glaive off
You
his back and a
lied to us.
whetstone and starts sharpening the glaive.
And he's like, fine, okay. But they made me do it.
Sure.
They did. They made me do it. I don't, look at me. Like, look at me. What am I supposed to do against them? Like, and you destroyed them, so, like, whatever. Thank you, by the way, for destroying them, because now I don't have to do their bidding anymore, so eternally grateful and all that. Can I please leave?
Can I tell if he is being sincere?
Roll me an insight check.
That's another natural 20.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay,
brought up the
he
good
is
knife
not being sincere about being forced into it. He's definitely not being sincere about feeling eternally grateful. I think that's all I went over. Yeah, he's not being sincere about anything. Like nothing
Yeah.
is sincere here.
Yeah, that's about what I thought, mate. Listen here. We're gonna break your legs. Unless you give us a little information on that there skeleton game. Look, from one short-statured man to another, have you ever tried to walk around on streets like this with crutches?
And he's like, oh, fine. You don't. I owe them nothing. Like they're not worth a broken leg. I will tell you whatever you want to know, but I'll tell you something. I don't know a lot about them, so I don't know what to tell you.
2 broken legs, mate.
I don't know anything about them, and like you can tell, he
Well,
really doesn't. Like
If you don't know anything about
he's like
Right.
one of those low-level cretins who thinks he's manipulated like the gang into doing his bidding. Like like the deal he had set up with them was probably something like he sends, people like you towards them, and he gets a cut of whatever the band picks up off your dead bodies, basically.
Sure.
And he's the kind of person that like feels like he manipulated the gang into giving him a really good deal, right? But he doesn't. He probably doesn't know very much. Is what you're picking up.
Who's your handler, mate? What's the next link in the chain?
He's like, what does that even mean? Like, what do you?
Who
What?
do you report to?
I report to myself. I'm my own boss. Own boss.
And I'll
Right.
kind of lean forward to make sure he gets a real good look at how green I am, and say,
Oh, I forgot about that.
"Well, you seem to recognize my condition, and since you don't know anything about them, maybe we can keep you on your toes, and you can lead us towards the temple of the frack. I forgot what the name of them are. I'm
That
outside
which
of the buddy.
endures.
The temple of that which endures.
He crosses his arms and he says, I don't know anything about that place.
Cool,
Can-
Drew, stuff them in your bag.
Come on, man. It's not cool.
Druish will start reaching towards
No,
him,
no,
both
no.
arms,
Listen,
and the-
okay, listen. No one goes there. Like, it's not. No,
You're about to.
no, I am
You're gonna
not.
take us
No,
there.
that place is haunted, man. Like, you can't go there. Like, please don't take me there. Please. Like, I'll tell you how to get there. I swear to God, cross whatever you want me to cross. Like, I will not go there. You cannot make me. Like, don't.
Oh, we can, mate.
No, do not do. And you can tell he's fucking terrified. He's like,
This
Like-
is everything I wanted.
he was scared about.
You're
What?
sick, mate.
This is everything that Aaron wanted.
What is everything you wanted?
Just his reaction and being like, no.
Yeah. So when he's surrounded, like that's one level of like I'm gonna get the shit beat out of me terror. Like this is a whole other level. Like this dude is like just terrified.
So why don't people go there? Tell us everything.
It's haunted. It is legitimately haunted. Like you go there, you don't come back. Like nobody comes back from that place. Like it's
Right.
abandoned for a reason. All of the temples are abandoned for a reason. The gods don't exist, and like everything's haunted. Like the ghosts eat people there. Like no. I know a guy, and he starts like ranting about like this guy he knew. He lost a hand when he went into the temple of blah blah blue, and he's like. He's getting more high pitched, and he's like, I knew another guy, and he's like
Okay,
like,
calm down.
and he's like breathing really heavily, and he's like, I'm not going there. I can't go there. I can't. I have a family. Like he doesn't calm down. He continues to be upset.
Can I do a little magic, minor illusion, the sound of a very loud crack of thunder directly over his head?
Sure. Okay.
I'm gonna
He's like
snap. and
He
make that happen.
shudders and he ducks down and he's like, what the fuck was that?
Right. I'm gonna need you to come down from that space you're exhibiting. You got two choices here, mate. You can tell us where this place is, and if you send us into the gang again, next time breaking your legs won't be the problem you're gonna have to worry. Or you can come with us, and old Druge there can turn your head around so you're looking out back.
Roll me an intimidation check.
While he's saying that, Druge will take out one of the tusk swords and start sharpening it in front of his face.
Roll me an intimidation check with advantage.
Marthala is horrified.
Is she doing that thing where she's like almost clutching her pearls, like, oh,
Pretty much, yeah.
With advantage, that is a 20,
20 what?
24.
24.
And you're trying to get him to take you to the
No,
temple,
just tell us where it is without
right?
falsifying the information. Shooting straight, as it were.
He's like, fine, all right. And he says, first of all, you destroyed that gang. Like, they're gone. So I wouldn't be able to send you, wouldn't if I wanted to. And I don't, okay? Like, you can put that away. And he, like, looks at Druge and he's like, fine. I will tell you how to get there. You don't want to go there, man. And I think probably for the first time, he looks completely sincere. He's like, you do not want to go there. I am a shitty dude, and I 100% admit I sent you to your deaths, which you avoided. And I mean, you got another dude. Like, you're multiplying, okay? Like, you're clearly doing fine. And I would not send you to this temple. Don't go there. Just don't. I'll give you the directions, but why would you? Why? Just don't.
It's our own business, mate. Quit blubbering and give us the deets.
And he like looks offended. He's like, fine, whatever. So he gives you directions to the temple. It's southeast from here. You're heading in the right direction. It actually matches the smell that Druge is following as well, which you lose here and there, but you pick up pockets of it, where like he might have leaned against a wall or like tapped
Urinated into an alley.
Yep, more pee, or tapped like a sign when he was walking past.
This is the worst theme.
I'm really sorry. I'll make the next theme for you, flowers. And he gives you, they're very simple, like they're good directions, like it's got milestones and stuff, not milestones, landmarks. It's got landmarks and stuff, and you're close. You're like maybe a mile away.
He drops a waypoint on the map.
Sure. Yeah, he does that basically. What you want to do is head down here and go left. Like he gives you really good directions. And then he's like, "Are we done?"
Last thing, mate. How much money you got in your pockets?
I don't have any money. I am literally standing here trying to sell shit no one will buy because you've driven away all my customers.
Yeah,
Look around. I don't think he's lying about that.
No, he like as soon as you guys surrounded this guy, the street emptied. Like there is no one around.
They know his game and they know what he's done to himself.
Yeah.
All right. What you lads and lasses reckon? He's shooting straight for us?
Yeah, and if he's not, we know how to find him.
Do you?
Druge will lean over and tap his forehead with the trunk. I've got a good scent on you now.
Oh, come on. Whatever. Are we done? Like, you're gonna survive. Like, this is the last time I'll ever see you. So, yeah, whatever. You can smell me. Great. We done? Can I leave, please?
Yeah, scurry off, Roach.
So he bends
I
over
am-
and he picks up as many. What was that?
I'm just gonna whisper very curtly as he's frantically trying to get away from us. I am very disappointed in you.
Whatever, mom. And he's like scurrying down the street, and
Before he takes off, I'm gonna toss him that silver I was flipping.
Oh, it was to him.
Okay.
wait, did you whisper that to Jaren or?
Yes, to
Okay,
Jaren.
yes, he reacts.
Relic knows I'm disappointed in him.
Feels it in his bones.
So he
Not mad, just disappointed.
he takes the silver and he looks at you like, what? Like fuck off. And like he gets to about like
you
the
don't want
like
Wait, who gave him a silver?
to the alley. Quentin did.
I tossed the silver that I was playing with on the way, and I tossed to him.
What's the matter with you?
Good cop, bad cop.
He's gone. There's no cop. You know, you're really irresponsible with your silver. Me to
You let me worry about my money. You worry about yours.
So he gets to the like far enough away that he's pretty sure you can't grab him, and he's like, you know what? Screw you guys. See you never. And he like sprints off down the street,
How far away is he
Hunter's
when
marking.
he says that?
like 30 feet.
Perfect. He's in range for Hunter's Mark.
Wait, hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, he's like 30 feet away.
Could I
I hate that noise.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Could I throw one of my hand axes but intentionally miss? Like do the
Yes.
thing where I throw it behind him or something?
Yes, but I need you to roll because your intent is that you want to miss. So if you roll
Sure,
like a nat
sure.
1.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
Oh God. Oh God.
Now he's made me mad. I'm gonna go ahead and use my RP point.
Oh no!
What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Yikes.
Well, that's a 14.
Okay, so you get a little closer than you'd like, but you do miss him. He makes the most undignified yelping noise in the world, and like just starts swearing and suggesting things you would never actually want to try. Like he's not. Mothers are covering children's ears. Like it's really bad, but he gets away.
As he's running, I'm gonna yell, "Make good choices!" and go get my axe.
Proud of you, Angel Face. That was
Shut up.
you missed him though.
That was the intent.
No.
Oh. Still, it was sure a little grit there.
Okay, I forgot to break us at 7. Are you guys good to go until 8 without a break?
I need to refill my drink. But
Okay, we're gonna take a 2-minute break. 2 minutes.
I don't even 2
Fast
minutes.
like an elephant.
Give me like a 30 seconds.
Yeah, but I have to use the restroom.
Okay, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Internet, we will be back in 2 whole minutes. Wait, no, this one. You want this one. Okay, this one. Be right back. With microphones? Yeah. Nope. And we're live. Okay. You've intimidated a tiny gnome. And he has run away. You have directions. Both verbal and smell. What do you guys do next?
Go into the place.
Let's roll out.
Rolling
Lead
out.
on.
I see.
Is Billy still following us?
Yeah, did he watch that whole exchange?
Roll me a perception check.
Yay! Man, I can't roll for shit tonight.
It's okay. You can join the club.
I haven't rolled a nat 20 in like 4 sessions, guys. A little sad about that.
Oh no.
Perception, that's an 8. That's a big fat 8.
Well, the street did empty. What is this music? Okay, I want you guys to use the power of your imagination. Ready?
Ready?
Ready? Okay. So as you get to the edge of this particularly lovely part of town, you realize there are a lot of like walls, and behind them are falling down temples. So you have reached the temple district, and the walls are still in fairly good repair because they were built to last forever. And the gates are made of like wooden stuff, and so people would just like break in through there. So all of the gates are just torn down, and you pass many temple plots that are just destroyed. Like everything in them is destroyed. The temples are still standing because again, built to last, but there's no real use. Like there aren't any carts or anything in there. So you get to so ruined. Everything ruined. Just keep that in mind. So you get to the directions lead you right to this spot, which is a big arching gate. There's like a saying carved into it. I'm trying to remember the name of the dudes that. Yeah, there's the stone is carved with what looks like a saying across the arch, and the gate is just in ruins next to it.
Verdun?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to remember earlier. Verdun. Okay.
Is there anyone around at this point?
No, like you hear some like dogs fighting in the distance, but there's nothing. No one around.
Cool. Druge will go ahead and attach the tusk swords.
Great.
Now, hold on now, real quick. Just, I mean, the little lad did say this was real dangerous. There's one last chance if any of you all want to back out. You know, you already been paid. I'll go with you. Make sure you make it back to the inn all right.
After what you did to that poor young man to get us here,
That was principle.
you're going inside.
I'm not worried about myself. Sure, I'm going out, but you, Angel Face, you sure you want to go? He said it was real dangerous.
And Quinn's gonna just look at him and just while he's attaching his new shield, just staring at him.
What? You need to go back? You got to pay something? Why you staring at me?
We'll be fine, dear. We'll be fine.
What about you, Beach Bog? You don't look so happy.
He shrugs, and he's like,
sure? I'll walk back with you. I'll make sure you get back safe. I'm a terror.
And he shakes his head, and he's like, no, I'll stick around.
All right. You know, I was doing it.
Okay. What's up? Heading in?
Do it.
Let's do
I'll let me take a look ahead. Just give me a couple of beats here, Druge. And I'll kind of walk forward and see if I can see anything.
Are you gonna go into the gate?
I'm gonna check the gateway and see if there's anything like at the gateway in terms of like a threshold trap or anything like that.
Roll me an investigation
I'm
check.
quitting. You know, I make all the traps blow up and give me all green and stuff. Go ahead.
Bright fucking
Well,
green.
that's bright. That's a 15.
There aren't any traps that you can see. The door looks like it's like the gate looks like it was ruined by a combination of age and someone deliberately trying to tear it off its hinges. The grounds that you can see, like you can see a big temple up ahead made out of stone, but the grounds that you can see, like they're not well taken care of. Like the posts along the path are all broken, and the stone path is covered in moss, and weeds are all, it's about knee-high weeds all over the place, growing up between the cracks in the stone. Because it's all paved, but like poorly now. There's cobblestones missing all over the place.
Okay, I'll kind of wave them forward, but try and maintain like 10, 15 feet ahead of everybody.
Okay. So you guys get into the main area, and the stone path leads right up to the front of this place. The pond in the middle is actually empty of water, and the bottom is cracked. The trees need pruning. The one on the right looks half dead. You guys get right up to the front of the temple. There are two sets of doors.
You know what, lads and lasses? You know, we ain't got Geth with us.
Did you leave the tea on, Brandon?
What? No, I don't make my own tea. But we got Geth, you know? He's back at the hotel. We probably shouldn't go on without him.
Are you afraid?
God,
That's a
no.
good point.
Prove it.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're coming up with an awful lot of excuses not to be here.
Right, for you. I'm looking out for you all.
I think what your lady friend is saying here is she's calling you out. How about you take the first step inside? Which is your favorite foot?
You gonna stand up for that? You gonna let him talk to you?
I am. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like no look, hold up a high five to Marthella.
I'm gonna take it.
There's a graveyard to the right of the temple.
Great.
Is it a graveyard or a cemetery?
Oh, what's the difference again?
Graveyards are attached to churches.
Graveyard.
Cemeteries
I did it
are
right.
not.
I didn't know that.
We learned that in our horror game.
You know,
Well, learned. I didn't learn it clearly because I did not remember it, but we were told that.
If you don't want to go inside, you and I can go in and check out the headstones. See what's happening over there.
no, it's a bunch of dead people. It's fine. It's necromancy. It's scary. It's you know, what it's it's what I'm saying here is, you know,
hard time.
we already been paid, right. So let's go. I'm gonna start walking away. Come on then.
I'm going to stop him with a hand on his shoulder and just kind of turn him back around facing the door.
Didn't you hear what he said? He said it's dangerous here.
There is a young man who needs our help.
Right, city guard watchman. We don't care about him.
I
Really?
would really like to not be green anymore.
You helped me when I was having some trouble. And I feel like that's probably worked out well for you, wouldn't you agree?
Well, yeah. You
So, perhaps
both.
this
It's mutual benefit, really.
perhaps this gentleman we help could be an ally for future endeavors.
Right. So that's all well and good if we.
I will keep you safe. I have so far. Come on. And I'll start walking through the doorway.
Now, Angel Face, don't go alone.
Druge will follow right behind her.
Okay.
Dump on in
So
behind
Quentin.
her.
Does anybody not go in?
Heck no.
Okay. Everybody walks in. Give me 1 second.
Oh, look at this little foyer. Look, inviting.
I downloaded this map as a community map, and then I edited it. You will probably see a very similar map more than once in this campaign, because I'm going to take all of the community maps that I have and just edit them a little
You do
bit.
it. You do you.
Maps are hard, and I love them, and I get way too excited about them, and I have all of these assets. I'm so excited. Anyway. Oh, that's not actually zooming in for you guys. So here we go. So there are 2 sets of doors at the front here. And it's in like an alcove. You'll notice. Nope, I don't want that. I want this. Give me this. Can you guys see? Can't tell if you can see. There's spider webs everywhere.
Okay.
Oh.
You do
Now
not
I
see
see
spider
that.
webs.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I care because that's part of what I added. So everything is just covered in fine spider webs, and when you walk through the door, like, there are spider webs clinging to you.
Do these look anything like the spider webs we found underground?
Roll a nature check.
Oh, I can do that. That's a 6 plus 2. It's 8.
They look like spider webs. They look like they came out of the butts of regular spiders. The round things that you're seeing here, can you see my, it's not anywhere near my actual, This is a pillar that goes all the way up to the ceiling, and the ceilings are really regular spider butts. Butts. The ceilings are really high, like 3 or 4 stories. Yes. The ceilings are really high, and these pillars go all the way up. There's a pew, a bench. You guys continue going further in.
Taking notes the whole way.
Yep, I'm definitely keeping an eye out for skeletons and spiders.
Great.
Yeah, so
So there's a round area to the right, and it's got like a stone basin that's quite high. It's like 4.5 feet high. And then to the left,
4.5 feet, as in like 54 inches, or is there like 4 feet stacked on top?
it is a pillar that is approximately 54 inches tall.
Okay, just making sure it's not covered in 4 like human feet. Okay.
So you guys get to about the middle here, and I would like a perception check.
From everyone?
Yes, from everyone.
God damn it.
7.
that was
3.
Perception
11.
22.
Numbers. 26.
Shit, you guys.
So, Harlech, you rolled a 7.
I have a very poor perception, and I didn't
It was
roll
for
very
you.
high.
It's a church. Marthala, it's real dusty.
I got a spider web in my mouth.
Yeah, you're distracted. Like, you ate a
Did
bug.
that thing where you walk through a spider web and it's on your face.
And you opened your mouth, and now it's in. Yeah, it's not good. You're not happy.
Delicious.
Druge, you're more distracted by, like, checking out where the exits are to notice too much. Quentin and Relic, you can tell that someone has been through here. Things have been largely undisturbed, but there is a path pretty much straight to the back. There's also been some minor disturbance of this door to the left. I'm pointing with my finger and the cursor, and you clearly can't see that.
The only door
This
that is
one?
on the screen.
This one, this door, this door, this one.
Yeah.
Has been minorly disturbed, but otherwise, like, there's a path right through here, straight to the back. And it's faint. Like, whoever's been doing it has clearly tried to hide evidence of them being in here. Yeah. It's basically the space where there can't be spider webs because it's just a huge vaulted ceiling. Is where
Well-
you can tell, like, scuffs and stuff in the dust.
Looks like nobody's home. We might as well just head on back.
Checking out the decor, their frescoes.
It's very dark in here. Yeah, there's writing all around, like about maybe 8 feet up the wall, a band of stone writing all around. In Vedran, there's what looks like some chests in the back, but it's very, very dark in here. There are not really any windows. There are some slits, like slit windows around the top, but the sun's wrong, so there's just light hitting the other wall.
I think Quentin will turn to Brandon and say, "You know, I'm sure the good Lord would appreciate you recovering any funds from those chests back there."
Oh no, not these ones. Trust me, mate, he doesn't want anything to do with what's going on in this place.
You see, the chests aren't really, they don't look like, ooh, a chest. It's more like a pile of something that might be a chest. It's not very clear.
Well, more for my own pockets then.
You hear that? He's stealing from the church. He just said.
And I'll start heading towards the back.
And that's where we'll call it for the evening.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun.
So much excitement.
I
What do we
hope there's
call it?
excitement. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna end there for tonight. And I'll write down Quentin heads toward the back.
Right, so level 5 before the next session.
Stop that.
We did pass a couple skill challenges though, so level 3.
What level are you guys?
2.
Hang on a second, let me look at my notes.
Level
Actually,
3
yeah,
changes some things for some people.
I will say that you should level up, but it won't stick until you have a full rest.
Yeah, like a long rest.
So I'll say we can come back next time with level 3, but you have to take a long rest before any of the new stuff kicks in.
Cool.
All right, I'll sleep on that bench right over there.
All right, what'd you guys
For
learn
8
today?
hours. That all of the temples are abandoned? I thought it was just the one. But
No,
apparently the whole district.
the whole district's been abandoned. Yeah.
This place is apparently super haunted.
Oh man, Harlech wants to spend all his time there.
Relic is apparently
Yeah.
super scared of ghosties.
Look, I'm not scared. Not for
Relic
me.
and Zeus are real fond of leg breaking, apparently.
He's anti-swindler and anti-other temple.
So he's libertarian?
What else did you guys learn about the world you're in?
I do appreciate that so much thought's being put into.
It
We'll
seems
get
like
to the
there's-
RP point in a minute.
it seems like there's like a massive class distinction in the different parts of town that we've been a part of, like between the super nice shops where we could go in and peruse potions to the slums where if I hadn't been with Relic, he would have been skinned in a back alley. Like
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeedy.
It is very poor. The poor parts of this city are very poor.
Yes.
It's late stage capitalism up in here.
Stop bringing reality into this D&D game. So help me God.
More like feudalism, but alright.
Anything else you guys want me to jot down that you learned?
The skeleton gang is over. I guess but we still
Yeah.
don't know how they were a skeleton.
Yeah,
Now
they
I
know
roll
what
an
else
nat
about
20.
I do wanna remind you that the whole gang were like thugs and bandits, and the leader was a skeleton, like with like skin and stuff sloughing off her. Like,
But skeleton gang just sounds.
Right, but she didn't know she was a skeleton.
right.
How she got that way? So there's.
So
Right.
why are they the skeleton gang if she didn't realize she's a skeleton?
I don't make these rules.
Reasons.
You actually do.
Shh. Okay. RP point.
Marthala for chucking an axe. at
Wait,
the
no.
Definitely.
Hang on.
random
I
dude.
have to type this because you guys have to vote with emojis. Give me 1 second. Treasure says R. Nope, must turn on keyboard. RP point. Okay, so Marthala for what?
Chucking an axe at this dude as he runs away.
Yeah, that was good. What else?
Druge for continuously acting as the automatic advantage for Relic's intimidation rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
you're right. I guess that does happen. I just like I
Well, no,
have
it
to,
makes
you know?
perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. I always mentally I can picture it. Relic just standing there with his arms crossed, not even realizing that Druge is behind him, like sharpening a sword or
Oh no,
messing around with his tusks.
I realized.
No,
No.
I really like the idea of everybody else in the party like ever standing near Justice's character of like, except for maybe Harlech, right? Of like,
Because we're the scary
Oh,
ones.
Harlech
You're,
is no
you're
idea.
kind of squishy.
Harlech and Brandel, yeah.
no, Brandel is a fucking furbog.
Yeah,
He's like
he's
8 feet
huge, but
tall.
he's also sheepish as fuck.
Yeah, but like is it sheepish or
But
is
he
like
looks-
hulking? Right?
True.
So like in the right light, you know, and yeah, it's anyway. What
But
else?
yeah, Druge is just used to being the muscle of the group, so he's
Mhm.
fine just doing that.
Other RP points. Okay.
I really liked that Harlech leaned into the. Quentin was like, "Have you met Harlech?" And then just let him Randall so they could all get in position.
Oh, that was a
Yeah,
bit?
that was a good
I had
moment.
no idea.
And not realizing it. Any others? Or are we ready to vote?
Quentin slipping some gold into her apron was interesting.
Yeah, that was
Not
good.
that anyone saw it, but it was interesting.
So I was trying to get in the office.
For the record, Diana
Oh.
wouldn't let me pickpocket the apron. Back.
I looked at him. I gave him a withering across the desk because I saw the idea occur.
Oh god.
I love whenever you try and steal stuff. You do it. It's never like really it's never the obvious stealing point. I think it's fun.
In that vein, could we go ahead and nominate Relic for thieving from the thief?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my next
Oh, that was
thing.
solid.
That was
Oh,
a
that
good
was
one.
particularly
That was
good.
real good.
Those just make me happy. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different RP points. Reminding our non-existent viewers that I accept nominations from chat as well. So we've got Marthala chucking an axe at Jaren as he runs away, Druge continuously acting as automatic advantage for Relic's intimidation rolls, Harlech for leaning in to distract Jaren and not realizing it, Quentin for slipping gold into Mistress Shine's apron, and Relic for thieving from the thief. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you, so I need to see 5 votes. I see that we're using Tara. Luth very nicely made some emotes. I wanted to make some emotes for a work thing, and Luth very nicely added them to our Discord channel as well. So I've got 1, 2, 3 votes.
I have to find the right emoji.
Emoji searching.
I understand. It's very hard. It's difficult. I get it.
We're gonna end up with 1 vote for everyone.
No. What is it? Effluent. Perfect. 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've got our votes. So it goes to Druge for continuously acting as automatic advantage for Relic's intimidation rolls. Yay!
Oh, hey.
Yeah, good job.
It works. Nice.
Okay, next time I am gonna ask you guys to tell me what happened. I'll write a recap, but I'm still gonna ask you to tell me what happened.
Next time on Treasure Tuesday.
Yes. Okay, so internet, stay safe, and we love you, and we'll see you